Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your work week forecast for this last week in March. And the weather this last week in March, at least the first couple of days here, it's feeling more like January, particularly today. It's going to be real cold for this time of year, given what we would expect average temperature-wise, especially the high temperature today. We're going to struggle to get to 20 today. Again, that's like mid-January kind of high temperature. So, but we will warm up as we head towards the end of the week. Not a ton of precipitation, some showers, and as a front and a storm sort of moves through at the end of the week. But let's take a look at the details, and we'll give you an idea of what's going on. First of all, let's start off with our current radar picture. We've got this front, the Arctic front that moved through yesterday, that brought us the snow showers and snow squalls. A bunch of us picked up at least a coating of snow. I did here at my house. I know some places, some of the upslope spots picked up more snow on the western side of the Greens. And you can see we do have some cold air here in eastern Canada. I'm going to give you a better look at that in a minute. But we're really pulling from this cold air in Quebec and Ontario down and across the interior northeast and really actually all the way to the coast right now. And that's keeping our temperatures well below average, as you can see. And really, we've kind of cooled off somewhat across the country, even the Central Plains where we are warmer here. It's really the West Coast that's warm at the moment, but even the Central Plains where we have been quite warm has cooled off some, although warmth will start to build back in across the plains today. In terms of satellite imagery, you can see we don't have a lot going on storm-wise once we get through today. I mean, we don't really have a storm today. There is still a chance of a few flurries around as we have this, as we'll have kind of this upslope northwest flow that's relatively moist that gives us an opportunity for some snow, basically flurries and maybe a snow shower. I don't think we'll see anything that accumulates or becomes a problem today or anything like that. But there is going to be a few flurries in the air. And clouds will probably increase in the afternoon as we get a little differential heating that does kind of allow the clouds to build some this afternoon, but there'll be some breaks of sun both this morning and this afternoon, certainly. After that, we do start to get into a much quieter pattern before this storm comes across the Rockies and starts to reform across the Central Plains, and then actually eventually goes way north of us and drags a front across the country, but that doesn't happen until closer to Thursday into Friday, really, before that gets here. So let's take a look at temperatures here. You can see we do have one last kind of locked-in area of cold air here across mostly Ontario that we're tapping right now, but you can see that there's still some cold locked way north in Canada, which gives us the opportunity to tap here and there a little piece of cold air. And this does show that even though there is no real snow in even the long range forecasts, the fact that there's this cold in Canada does mean it's not impossible that we could get a storm here that would bring snow. I know nobody wants to hear that, and it's probably, like I said, there's nothing that looks like that's going to happen now, but it is still certainly a possibility. What I always tell people as we get into April is, while snow certainly happens in southern Vermont in April, the later you get into April, the more everything has to go right? It can snow, and it really can snow until about mid-May or so. It's possible to snow here across the interior or across the interior of New England. But the later you get, the more everything has to line up just right in order to make that happen. And so we're sort of in that pattern. With the fact that we have some cold air in Canada, though, would be one of the things that would need to line up right. So I don't think we're going to see any big storms, but it doesn't look like the pattern is quite going to happen that way, but it is still possible. So I just want to kind of point that out as we go. I want to take a look at the storm that's going to approach us from the west. Wednesday afternoon, there is a chance that we get just a little bit of snow, very little bit of light snow, or maybe some sleet with this should be like Wednesday afternoon, probably later half of the afternoon, as the warm front starts to move through associated with our storm. This may or may not actually produce any actual precipitation that makes it to the ground, but a couple of models do want to give us just a little bit of snow. I don't think this is going to be anything to really cause any problems. I doubt the roads would even be slick, but just to give you an idea, it's possible on Wednesday afternoon. And then on Thursday, as the storm gets closer to us, it is going to drag particularly it looks like some pretty good strong thunderstorms to our south. Showers will move through as it kind of moves through as the cold front moves through, the warm front's way to our north. It is possible that we could get a rumble of thunder or two Thursday afternoon. Well, thunder would probably come through actually Thursday night into Friday, but we'll have to see if that exactly how much energy in terms of thunderstorm potential energy these storms have as we get a little closer. I don't think this is going to be anything too significant. Down across the mid-Atlantic, and particularly like the Virginia, North Carolina, up through about D.C. area, yeah, there could be some pretty good thunderstorms on Thursday afternoon, and evening. Okay, let's take a look at that forecast, and it'll kind of show you what's going on. We're breezy today, highs of about 20 degrees. Wind chills in the low teens, are in the single digits for a lot of the day. We could have a few flurries, like I said. There'll be some peaks of sun as well. Tomorrow it warms up, but we're still well below normal. Breezy again, not quite as breezy as today. I don't think we'll see any flurries tomorrow. The storm's pulled away far enough that I think we're just a few clouds, and actually mostly sunny tomorrow. Highs in the upper 20s after getting down into the mid-teens again tomorrow night. Wednesday mornings, the last real kind of cold morning, and then we do really start a warm up more towards normal, although I think 38 is still a couple of degrees below normal on Wednesday, but getting a lot closer to normal. Evening snow, that's really evening flurries. I don't think this was anything to really write home about, but I think it's a few evening flurries. Then Thursday, we warm back up above average. We're up into the low 50s. And then we have the showers that we roll through with that front overnight Thursday into Friday. Friday's windy, and we start off in the low 40s and kind of don't move on the backside of that front. It's not an Arctic front. It's not moving in really cold air, but it will move in cooler air than we had on Thursday. And then as we take a look at your outdoor activity forecast, feels like January today instead of March. Tomorrow's warmer, but probably still feels like February. Wednesday does feel kind of pretty typical for this time of year. Any precipitation holds off till late afternoon and is light. And I think it'll be in the form of snow if we do see anything. Rain holds off till afternoon. So on Thursday, you got plenty of time to do stuff outside on Thursday and not get wet before noon. And then on Friday, any steady rain we have with that or showers, I think mostly are wrapped up probably by morning, but certainly by noon, although we could see sprinkles throughout the day on the backside of the front. That's what your weather's looking like this week. I'll be back on Friday with a look at your weekend forecast. I think that forecast is going to come out a little late. My schedule is a little different this Friday than it normally is, so probably mid-morning before I get the weekend forecast out. But I did want to let you know that's going to happen. And then also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons who help support what I do here at the West River Weather Guy. And if you have any questions, certainly feel free to email me or feel free to shoot me a message through social media, and I'm always happy to answer any specific questions you have about weather where you are. All right, thanks for joining me, and we'll be back, like I said, Friday. It'll be a little later than normal, probably mid-morning on Friday this week with your weekend forecast.